Burrow threw for 393, ran for 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tua started slowly, but ended up throwing for 418 yards and 4 touchdowns, and clearly did it whilst a little banged up. And so you take a look at their ranks this season. You look at the numbers on Joe Burrow, quite impressive. He is on his way to setting an all-time record for completion percentage. But as you see, they're both right at or near the top of the national rankings. And so Mike Tannenbaum, our general manager, is here with us this morning. And you were there scouting the game and watching this thing up close and personal. And we've broken it down into 4 different categories: athleticism, arm strength, durability, and resume. We will compare these two. The floor is yours.
All right, Greedy, let's start with athleticism. We got to give the edge to Joe Burrow. As you alluded to the other night, he put a lot of pressure on that Alabama defense. He had 2 hands on the ball, but he was looking to get the ball down the field. He had a lot of completions that were underneath and allowed his players to make plays with the ball. He also ran for 64 yards. He is a guy that really reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers. All right, arm strength. We got to give that to Tua. Tua is a guy that was like batting 200, but he had 3 three-run home runs. He throws the ball with touch, accuracy, and he can get the ball all over the field. And candidly, maybe his best throw of the night was this throw right here. Greedy, was a drop by Jerry Jeudy. So this guy has elite arm strength. He's like Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, a great pocket passer. Okay, durability. We got to give that to Joe Burrow. Lots of questions about Tua. He's been hurt. Now, in fairness, 20 days ago he had surgery and played against LSU on Saturday night. But if I'm drafting him, I'm concerned about this guy being hurt multiple times. Lastly, resume, we got to go back to Tua. Guy's been a 3-year starter. He only has 2 losses. That is really impressive. And then the other question, Joe Burrow, why could you not start at Ohio State? You could have beat out Dwayne Haskins, and you were pretty average last year. You only have 1 year of production.
Well, I have a couple of questions. I know that there was a few that they scripted for me, but the athleticism piece of it, Tua normally runs a lot more. There were quite a few plays in that game. To my eye, it looked like he would have taken off and run were he fully healthy. Are you factoring in the ankle that he had?
Yeah, that's fair. But again, Joe Burrow puts so much pressure on a defense because he's getting the ball. His eyes are down the field. He's getting his ball to the playmaker. So I still give the edge to Burrow, even though Tua should have been better.
All right, how many GMs did you say were at this game?
There were 17 GMs.
17 NFL GMs. What are you hearing about which quarterback they like?
So, Greeny, if the draft was at the beginning of the season, it was Tua and then draw a line. It was Tua this year, then it was Trevor Lawrence. Joe Burrow is closing the gap. We're sitting here on November 12th. By the time we get to the draft day, boy, it's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be a great debate all offseason.
But very quickly, neither one of them is your guy?
I'm taking Justin Herbert. He is built to last. He looks like Ben Roethlisberger. And right now, Greeny, with about a third of the season left to go, 51 quarterbacks have started. Durability, in my opinion, is at a premium. And because of Justin Herbert's built, Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Justin Herbert has the best chance in playing 16 games.
3 quarterbacks that will all go very high in the draft. Well done, Mr. T. Let me come over here and get some reaction from my guys. I got Dan Orlovsky with the quarterback thoughts, and then over here to you, Desmond Howard. I will start with you.
Okay.
You were the one who a couple of weeks ago when you were here, and all the conversation was still about Tua Tagovailoa, you said you felt Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the country then. At this point, do you put Burrow ahead of Tua?
Absolutely. I think he has great leadership skills. When I was down in Baton Rouge, I spoke to the wideouts, right? And I was about to talk to Justin Jefferson after practice. Justin said, wait, Desmond, let me check with Joe to see if I need to run routes in the red zone. When I looked at the end zone, he had Jamar Chase down there running red zone routes. He said, okay, I can talk to you now. When I spoke to Justin and got through, then Jamar came and Justin went and ran routes. They defer to Joe Burrow. He's their true leader. And one more thing about Justin Herbert. I was in Detroit when they drafted Joey Arrington. The Lions picked him in the first round as a quarterback. Similar qualities, great arm strength, skills, but he couldn't win the locker room. That's my concern with the quarterback out there, Oregon, Justin Herbert. Not sure he can win the locker room like Burrow.
The point you make about Burrow with the relationship of the receivers is fascinating to me because you can't measure that stuff. I've been in locker rooms. I was with Joey. I was with quarterbacks that were so talented and could not do that, could not take command, could not be the difference. We watched the guy last night. We watched Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
The leadership difference. Joe Burrow has endeared himself to his teammates in such a way that the talent is going to be there, The performance is going to be there, and the results are going to be there.
Absolutely.
What's going to catapult him is what Des just pointed out about is the relationship.
They're all three going in the top 10, right? All
Yeah,
three?
I mean, I saw Herbert in person last year. I'm not sold on Justin Herbert right now.
Final thought.
Russell Wilson has been like that since college. North Carolina State, Wisconsin, and now with Seattle.
All right. We'll see. Still a lot more to pick apart from there. Meanwhile, back now to our man Swagoo. What does Swagoo say?
G, you know what I say? I say Daniel Jones is a gangster. He lying, G. Look at me today, G. I'm already a beast, so we just gonna be beastie. I call you bro.
Yes.
You are my bro. Are you crying, son?
This is not exactly how I meant for this to go.
Take that and smoke it.
All right, Swagoo, who's already fired up today, and now he will decipher some of the things that famous people are saying, and it begins with Jerry Jones, who had this to say after the Cowboys lost to the Vikings on Sunday night.
I want to give Minnesota, Mike Zimmer, give their organization a lot of credit. Real disappointing for these guys, and here disappointing for our coaches, but can't say enough about how well Zim had their team coached up. I give Mike Zimmer a lot of, and his staff, I give them a lot of credit. Basically, could have put a sign on the start of the game that said Zeke's not going anywhere, and that was the story of the game. And so he designed a plan to win the game that way.
Boy, that's a lot of credit for the opposing coach. So that's what Jerry said. What does Swagoo say?
Translation, damn, I wish that was my coach. Because he put a plan together for his team to actually win the game and eliminated our best player. Yep, writing's on the wall, Jason.
Tough to say, but I know it hurts you to say it, but I think it's right. The next one, here's a familiar face. Nick Saban. I know he's the enemy now, but that was your coach.
It's the first Saban Swagoo said. Okay.
That's exactly right. He spoke to the media on Monday after Alabama's loss to LSU. Here's what he said.
Look, the number one thing that I'm concerned about, just so everybody gets it, is how we complete the season. You know, I don't want to talk about anything other than the game that we have this week. We're not making any predictions or whatever. You know, we have kind of a legacy around here that we've only had one team in the last 12 years that's lost more than one game in the regular season. And, you know, I'd like for this team to be able to continue that.
That's what he said. What does Swagoo say?
The ultimate setup guy. I'm not going to talk much about the future, but you know damn well I'm going to make a play at this college football playoff conversation after we go undefeated from this point on. It's truly Nick, G. That is what he does. Watch how hard he pounds the table for Alabama to get in the playoff.
This is a team, his team, that once got in without winning its conference and won the national championship. And they're capable of that again, yes?
And if we know that, he knows that. And
Absolutely.
Yes, they are.
All right, next up, we have the story of the National Football League season, and that is Lamar Jackson. Among the many memorable moments he had one of the plays of the year on Sunday. Here he was after the game talking about it.
How often you practice that move?
What move? Oh, nah, I never practiced it. Actually, I did it, what it was, Saturday at the walkthrough. I did it, and it actually happened in the game.
So you did it in slow motion?
But when I did it in the walkthrough, I would've got hit.
That's what he said. What does Swagoo say?
Gee, I wish Lamar would have looked at the reporter and said, I'm a video game, bro. And that's just what I do. I'm not out here playing against people. I'm playing against highlights. I want the next highlight to be better than the previous highlight. I'm not worried about the Bengals. I'm not worried about the Patriots. When I want to spin, I'm going to spin, damn it, and spin and I'm in. That's what Lamar does. I'm a video game, bro.
You've been watching football all your life. Have you ever seen anybody like that?
No, Vic was close, but not like Lamar, man. And that's hard to say because Vic was an animal, but Lamar is on a different planet. He's an alien.
He may very well be the MVP this season. All right, I have one more for you, and this was Tennessee tackle Taylor Lewan. Bear in mind, this is a game that his team won, but he was penalized 3 times in that win over the Chiefs, and after the game, he went off on himself.
My penalties are a problem. I am 100% an issue with that. It's not intentional. I do not mean to do it. My intentions are good. I'm just trying to finish. And it's killing the team. And I know that. You guys need to know that. No one needs to call me out or anything because I got it, boys. I am completely screwing the team with the amount of penalties I've had in these last, 6 games? It's crazy. It's horrible. I cannot get penalties. I'm sorry. There's no need to ask about it because I know I'm an absolute liability when it comes to penalties.
All right, so that's what he said. What does Swagoo say?
I'm sure Taylor would tell me to shut up, but relax, man. Golly, get better next week. That's why we have Sundays for you to go to practice throughout the week, get better. Gee, listening to Taylor, you wouldn't think he even played pro football. I absolutely suck. I'm horrible. I'm going to cost my team wins. Taylor, relax, man. Have a drink, go home, evaluate the tape, come back next week, and don't hold as much. You a G.
Listen, just live from the wise words of the great Ed Ogeron. Go home, have a ham sandwich and some chips, watch SportsCenter, and everything will be fine. That is Swagoo Says. We have a lot left to come here on Get Up this morning. He didn't light up the stat sheet last night, but Russell Wilson played like an MVP when his team needed it. We'll show you how he kept the Niners off balance all night long. It's Get Up on ESPN.